very warm welcome to Let's Get It On with me, Suzanne Letting. Each week we're going to be listening to brand new releases from artists all over the globe. So now's the time to grab that cup of tea, that cup of coffee, or even a glass of wine as we get lost in some fabulous music.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello and a very warm welcome to Let's Get It On with me, Suzanne Letting. Gosh, what a show I've got for you. The last one for April. Can you believe it? We are racing through the year, aren't we? Well, first up, I've got post-punk goth duo from Doncaster, Peak Flow, with their brand new single, Repetition. They are going to kick off tonight's first half, and I think you'll enjoy this little different take in the first half. Some earthy, meaty tracks for you to get your ears into. Was Peak Flow there with Repetition. Now that track's already got 7,000 streams on Spotify, so it's already becoming a very popular track and only just released 2. And the same is for the next artist. This is Rising Field with To The Sunrise, and their brand new release described as synthwave, dubstep and something in between. That was Rising Field there with the brand new single To The Sunrise. Now, Nova Clips has got a brand new track out. This is Wishing Well, featuring Shred Kruger. Now, after finding his passion for electronic music and EDM, Nacho Wav decided to further specialise in synthwave with his new project, Nova Clips. His music is dedicated to crafting high-quality, atmospheric and punchy soundscapes to give you an experience that will carry you away on rainy days, in dark moments, with heavy memories, or in the Beastie, because all of these tracks are going into the Beastie Tracks on Spotify, so you'll be able to listen to them without me chattering away in the background. Didn't I say set one was going to be quite atmospheric? So here we go. This is Nova Clips with Wishing Well featuring Shred Kruger. That was Nova Clips there with Wishing Well featuring Shred Kruger. Now next up is Blacklight. They had a single out called Cruel, got just over 4,000 streams on Spotify. Well, they've got an album of remixes, and this is the Cruel track, but it is the Rota Sand remix, and I've got a few remixes to share with you, which I will do over the coming weeks. So for now, enjoy this remix by Rota Sand of Cruel.
Don't
That was Blacklight there with Cruel, but that was the Rotasand remix. I can't wait to share the other remixes with you, because as I keep saying on my show, sometimes when other artists join in an artist's track, they change it a little bit and they bring their own little spice of magic to a track and give it a new breath of life, and that's what they've done with this particular track. Oh, next up, you're in for a treat now. Bunny X is back with a brand new single with Celerect LA Dreams. This is True Confessions. Have you got any? Has anybody got any? Well, let's just have a listen to what Bunny X's are.
We could dance all night, tonight, and into the daytime. When I'm with you, everything feels right. The secret is a true confession. What would you say if I said I thought you were the one? Wouldn't you stay? Maybe you'd be out there on the high. We can dance all night, tonight, and into the daytime. When I'm with you, everything feels right. The secret is a true confession. A true confession. A true confession. Why don't we make up a plan? Please say we'll be okay. 'Cause this feeling's so strong, I know it'll never, ever go away. Knocking on your door, I have so much to say. Don't leave me hanging out here. We can dance all night, tonight, and into the daytime. When I'm with you, everything feels right. The secret is a true confession. A true confession. True confession. When I'm with you, everything feels right. The secret is a true confession. A true confession. When I'm with you, everything feels right. The secret is a true confession. A true confession.
That was a great track there from Bunny X and LA Dreams. Hailing from New York City, they're inspired by all things 80s and release a blend of retrowave and Italio disco music. I love Bunny X and LA Dreams. I think they are two great artists. Now then, next up is my new track, Artemis 2, Loop of Doom. Now, we were all inspired by that incredible journey the astronauts of Artemis 2 did, that slingshot around the moon. And I wondered in my head, why did they do it? And also, what did they think when they were up there, looking back at the Earth being so small? Do they kind of have a moment of reflection about what we're doing, where we are, where we're going as humanity evolves in lots of conflict? So I wrote Artemis Loop of Doom, and here it is. It is out on the 30th of April, but this is its first radio airplay, so enjoy. Artemis 2 Loop of Doom by Suni aka me, Suzanne Letting.
Artemis 2 calling Houston.
is it there to see? A barren land where there used to be sea. No oceans of blue, just dust in the dark. No lighthouses left, not even a spark. From up here, every light is frail. Every quiet river tells a tale. All the stars light up the sky. While world leaders can see eye to eye. Bless the people who live in peace. Lift them higher, let the hunger cease. Curse that ego-driven thirst to own this hanging world and claim it first. To twist this turning, trembling stone. Control the hearts, control the homes. This suspended planet we call home. When will we wake up before it's gone? Gone, gone. Round and round, same mistakes spin. Will we break the spell from deep within? If we choose the truth over proud deceit, can we call the tide back to our feet? Bless the people who live in peace. Lift them higher, let the hunger cease. Curse that ego-driven thirst to own this hanging world and claim it first. To twist this turning, trembling stone. Control the hearts, control the homes. This suspended planet we call home. When will we wake up before it's gone? Before it's gone, gone. Bless this fragile planet. Oh, watch it fade into the dawn.
That was Artemis 2 Loop of Doom by me, Suzanne Letting, aka Suni. You know, I fiddled and fiddled and fiddled with that track. I couldn't get the vocals right. I couldn't get the timings right. I couldn't get the instrumental right. I had to keep chopping and changing, splicing bits in and out. I know the pain that the artists that you're listening to on my show go through. It took me weeks to get that track right. Sometimes I had to leave it go away, but I wanted it out as soon as possible because it was very topical, obviously, because of the journey that those astronauts took. And I thought, if I leave it too long, we're going to miss the moment of interest for that track. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please do give me some feedback because I would love to hear what you think of that track. I dabble. These are my music doodles. I dabble because it gives me great understanding of how much work it takes, all of these artists that you're listening to create these tracks so they are palatable for your ears. So next up, from the Retro Synth Ladies of Synth album, I thought quite apt to follow up with another lady. This is Ace Buchanan with Bending Grid. This is Come Alive featuring Anna Moore. What a brilliant track this is too. That was Ace Buchanan and Bending Grid with Come Alive featuring Anna Moore. I really love that. Now then, who's going to get us set up for set 2? Well, it's none other than our fabulous Julian Marsh is back in the studio. Got a few tracks to share from Julian as I catch up. This is Honey, Stop Talking. I think my other half says that to me. Does your other half say that to you? Well, Julian's definitely saying it. So here we go. Let's jump in to Honey, Stop Talking by Julian Marsh. Always count on Julian Marsh to bump up the volume and to give us a shoulder shuffling track there. That was Julian Marsh with Honey, Stop Talking. Now then, Morgan Willis. Well, what can I tell you about Morgan Willis? He is a French music producer hailing from the south of France and widely regarded as one of the pioneers of synthwave and retrowave movement, reshaping the 80s music with a modern cinematic twist. He's going to kick off set 2 for us with The Deal from the brand new album Heat, and I think you're going to like this. That was Morgan Willis there with The Deal from the brand new album The Heat. Next up is 13 Nights. Now 13 Nights is better known as Matteo Berta. He is a musician and composer from northern Italy. So we've had France, now we've had Italy, with a brand new track called Spring Break. And I tell you what, just listen to all of the elements in this because it's simply gorgeous. And it's one of those tracks that you can get completely lost in. So I'm going to get a cuppa and I'll be back very shortly with some more fantastic tracks for you here in set 2. So don't go away, stay with me. was 13 Nights there with Spring Break, brand new album. Now, before we move on to the next track, I just wanted to say a shout out to all the birthday people this week. Chris, Tina and my mum. They were all birthday girls this week. My mum, sadly, I lost in 2024, and it's just one of those days where I don't really want to think about it too much. But anyway, they all had birthdays this week, so I wanted to say a huge shout out, and also wanted to say to Alison Bagley, who does such a lot of work for me and Terry when we sing in the church here in my local village. She lost her dad last week and she's reeling from that, and now her mum is really poorly. Often that happens when they've been married for 68 years. So Alison, I hope you find strength and resolve to cope with the days ahead. We will be thinking of you on Friday night when we do our singing in the church. Next up is Data Fatale. I played one last week. I said I'm going to be working through that album for you, and this is another track from that album. This is Escape, which is what we all like to do from time to time, don't we?
In the shadows of the forward, I grew out
That was Data Fatale there from the Transthinian album that was Escape. Now then, Black Boiler is back with a new release. Now I can identify with this because my little puppy, Millie, who is a Bernedoodle, lots of people ask me what she is because she's just a fluff ball at the moment. She's only 4 months old. Now this is a new track from Black Boiler called My Dog Is Empty. Now I can guarantee, I can vouch for that because she will constantly want nibbles and treats in order to behave. If she doesn't, she's completely nuts and she's driving us round the bend and exhausting us, but she's absolutely lovable. So I think you're going to have a little smile on your face when you listen to Black Boiler with My Dog Is Empty. That was Black Boiler with My Dog Is Empty. I can so identify with that. Next track is Kelsey Kimberlin. So we're going all the way over to an American-Ukrainian musician and singer-songwriter. Her work is not only accessible and entertaining, but also steeped with important social themes and dual meanings, underscoring her deep understanding of the power of creative music to evoke change. This is a beautiful track called Clumsy Girl. I think you're going to enjoy this.
dreams, reading magazines. Can't wait to do what you've seen. Talk stupid on the telephone. Act stupid when you're not at home. Get high around the older guys. Anything so you won't feel shy. Lie about the year you're born. Won't admit that your heart's been torn. You have to fake it, 'cause you know your life's not real. Your mind's not made up, 'cause you don't know where you stand. Clumsy girl, you know you're so confused. Clumsy girl, you know you're being used. Clumsy girl, what you looking for? Clumsy girl, you living right next door. Clumsy girl, clumsy girl, clumsy
Kelsey Kimberlin there with Clumsy Girl. I'm often that clumsy girl. You know, sometimes you just pick things up, don't you, and they just fall through your hands. Or you go to reach for something and you fall over trying to reach it. Or for inexplicable reasons, things move when you don't want them to. That's me. That's what happens to me. And it happens to me nearly every week when I'm recording the show. Now I've got some good news to announce to you, because Around Sounds are picking up the Let's Get It On show as well. So we're going to be aired on Sundays between 2 and 4 p.m. So they will be catching up with the shows that I've already done in April, and from this week onwards we will be sending the track to them. So the show now gets aired on Spectrum On Air, My Indie Radio, and also Around Sounds. More ears for these amazing artists. Now then, I've done quite a mix this week, I think. I don't quite know why and how it's happened, but I've kind of mixed up the tracks for you to give you a different listening. And there is no exception to this next track. This is Steve Orchard from the album A Sudden Rush of Calm. And that's what we all need sometimes, don't we? In the frenetic weeks that fly by at the rate of knots at the minute, sometimes we need a little piece of calm. This is called Picnic in the Park, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So my suggestion is you get that cup of tea, that cup of coffee, that glass of wine, or that pint of ale as you sip in all the elements in this track and feel that sense of calm that Steve Orchard is giving us. was the incredible Steve Orchard there with Picnic in the Park from the album A Sudden Rush of Calm. So after that calm, I'm going to shake you up a little bit now, because the Milkmen are one of the most popular and acclaimed blues rock bands in the UK, nominated for 11 UK Blues Awards. The Milkmen are one of the most dynamic and enjoyable live bands on the circuit. They have a brand new track out. This is Waiting for Some Rock and Roll, and I'm kind of getting you ready for set 3. So keep an eye, don't go away, stay here, stay tuned to me on Let's Get It On for some wonderful, amazing artists' new releases here today. Was the incredible Milkmen there with Waiting for Some Rock and Roll from the album The Milky Way. Oh, that was fabulous. We've got so much more to look forward to as well, because there is more coming from that album. Next up is Dead Colours, all the way from St Albans, from their album Emotional Corrosion. This is Travelling, and they're going to take us and travel us into set 3, which, as you know, is the Palette Changers, the opportunity for other artists from other genres to have their music on the show as well. So stay tuned, don't go away, stay with me here on Let's Get It On, and let's have a fabulous set 3 together.
In my head I wanna let go, guess I'm gonna be a no-show. I guess I always wanted solo, never said I had a halo, and now I really wanna move on, 'cause yesterday's long gone. Don't know why I wanna hold on, it was never gonna last long. I feel like traveling, it keeps on happening. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel like traveling, it's just like gambling. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I'm about to relapse, I'm falling for the same traps. If I'm never gonna get caught, then take me to the airport. Give me some adventure, I set my own agenda. Now as long as I am breathing, I'll take it as a healing. I feel like traveling, it keeps on happening. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel like traveling, it's just like gambling. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel I should be traveling. I feel like traveling, it just keeps happening. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel like traveling, it keeps on happening. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel like traveling, it's just like gambling. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel like traveling, I should be traveling. I feel like traveling, just like traveling. I should be traveling, I just can't help it.
You're listening to Spectrum on Air, the colourful voice of radio. Broadcasting live on spectrumonair.com, Get Me Radio and Mixcloud Live. And never fear, if you've missed your favourite programme, just find our Listen Again service on mixcloud.com. Spectrum on Air, putting the colour back into radio.
Thank you, the wonderful Mr. Steve Blacknell there, who's been in the studio with me recording The Waffle Show for XPTV3. He's had some amazing guests on already, all household names, and we've got some new shows lined up to record, and you're going to know all of them too. It's quite exciting stuff, actually. You're going to hear the warts and all stories of what they're up to now, what they've been up to in the past, and certainly the collaborations that they've all been involved in. It's quite a fascinating story, this, and quite a nice documentary of artists that we've got to know, like, and love. So where am I going to take you in set 3? Well, first up, Clive Newland's Aka the Phantom Man is back with a brand new single and a collaboration with Amy Fitz-Doyley. This is a different track, and we're already learning that Clive Newland's and the Phantom Man produce very different eclectic mixes of songs. So I think you're going to enjoy this, and I'll tell you a little bit about Clive when we come back.
Just staring at my phone. Wonder if I see you again, or is this the start of it? I know it's up to me to make the next move. You gotta help me, just listen to me.
That was a beautiful track there by Clive Newlands there, Where You At, featuring Amy Fitzdoyley. Now, in his early 20s, Clive played keyboards in a jazz trio and a jazz band, a jazz funk band, before diving into writing and recording his own music. Over time, he developed a passion for electronic music, and his debut career took off in 2018 with I Love It Too, featuring Mather, which climbed to number 12 on the UK soul charts, and that is an impressive feat for a first-time release. That was a really lovely song, and we're certainly going to be hearing more from Clive. Next up, introduced to us by the wonderful Keith McLaughlin from our Irish music show, is Mika with her new track, Friend But Foe.
You wear your kindness like a crown of thorns. Halo crack, your praise, it swarms. Every word from your mouth feels rehearsed, sweet to hear, but it's always cursed. Say it's love, but it's control. You left me smaller than you know. By my tongue, I hold my breath. I count to 10 when we're in. You're not a friend, but a foe. Dressed in borrowed clothes. Your smile's a lonely gun. I should have known what you've become. Dressed in gold, but cold below. I should have known what you've become. You built your grace on someone's pain. Let your match walk from the flame. Drop the act that wasn't mine. I found my peace, I drew the line. Made me doubt my reflection. Called it cannot possession. Every shadow you don't show, I hope you reap what you sow. You're not a friend but a foe. Dressed in borrowed clothes. Your smile's a lonely gun. I should have known what you've become. Keep your head low, I can see all of the lies. The angel wings you set on fire. You talk of love like it is something that's divine, but you're running out of time. Say it's love, but it's control. You left me smaller than you know. About my tongue, I hold my breath. I count to 10. You're not a friend, but a foe. Dressed in borrowed clothes. Your smile's a lonely gun. I should have known what you become. Dressed in gold, but cold below. I should have known what you
That was Mika with Friend But Foe, all the way from Tipperary, whose vocal range rivals industry icons like Sia and Lady Gaga. That was an incredible track there from her. So where am I taking you next? Well, Dream Maker from the Philadelphia Flyers, and I'll tell you a little bit about them when we come back.
Love is what it takes, 'cause the gentle of the world should get the breaks. But then again, it's often found it takes many kinds of people to make the world go around. Now and then I hear it say, one sweet girl will come along, we shelter
That was the Philadelphia Flyers there with Dreammaker from the brand new album Dreammaker. What a great track that was too. Looking forward to hearing more from that. Then next up is a new artist for you. This is Op Critical with a brand new track that they've got called Not My America. And I think you'll agree there's a lot of people at the moment that are not happy about America and what the country's become. In fact, we're not happy in the UK, are we? And I know a lot of our European friends are not happy with there's a lot of discontent out there at the moment. So this is their brand new track, Not My America, and I think you're going to enjoy this slightly rocky track for you.
This is not my America, divided states of America. This is not my America, divided states of America. This is not my America, divided states of America. This is not my America, divided states of America.
That was Op Critical there with Not My America. Now then, we've got an octogenarian. There we go, I said that right. I thought I would slip over my teeth saying that. Marty Wilde. He has got no signs of stopping creating wonderful music for us to like. And he's on tour as well at the moment, so you can catch him all over the country. You can just go and look him up and you'll be able to see where he's performing. But this is his brand new track from a new album, Let's Rock This Place. This is Can't Stand Losing You by the incredible Marty Wilde.
I can't
to carry on living doesn't make no sense. I can't stand losing. 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 I can't stand losing you. Is our last goodbye, and you don't care, so I won't cry. You'll be sorry when I'm dead, and all this guilt will be on your head. I guess you'd call it suicide, but I'm too full to swallow my pride. I can't stand losing. 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 I can't stand losing you.
That was the incredible Marty Wilde there from the Let's Rock This Place album, Can't Stand Losing You. I'm going to dedicate that one to my very good friend Terry Batt. He'll enjoy listening to that. Terry and I are out singing tonight as I'm recording the show, and I'm just worried about my voice because hay fever season has started. I don't know what pollen's out there at the minute, but every time I go to sing a very, very high note like I do on some of my Diana Ross cover songs, I'm not getting it. So I'm hoping by tonight my voice will be fine. Now then, it isn't easy, you know, to do a cover of a Carpenter's song. Lots of tribute acts are out there and they do incredible jobs. But a husband and wife have got together, yes, you know them both, and they've done a cover version of We've Only Just Begun. This is none other than Leslie and Roland LaRocque. This is exquisite. I think they've done an amazing job of this, and it's so heartfelt. They are singing to each other. And of course, they have only just begun not so long ago.
We've only just begun to live. White lace and promises, a kiss for luck and we're on our way.
We've only begun.
For the rising sun, we fly. So many roads to choose. We start out walking and learn to run.
And yes, we just begun.
Sharing horizons that are new to us. Watching the signs along the way. Talking it over, just the two of us. Working together day to day. Together. And when the evening comes, we smile. So much of life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow.
And yes, we just begun.
Sharing horizons that are new to us. Watching the signs along the way. Talking it over, just the two of us. Working together day to day. Together. And when the evening comes, we smile. So where there's room to grow. We've only just begun. We've only just begun.
That was the incredible husband and wife team, Leslie and Roland LaRocque. Now, with that song, it's so difficult to sing a Karen Carpenter song, but I thought Leslie made that her own. She's got lovely vocals, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from them too. And I think they have only just begun. That's quite true. So next up, I'm taking you to an incredible teenager singer-songwriter, Evelyn Cornell. She writes songs that feel like pages from a diary, honest, emotional and powerful. She blends country, alternative folk and pop, and her debut single 17 gained worldwide radio support in 2025 with Dear Mr. Matthew, and we did play that actually for you last year. So this is her new track, Small Town Bonnie.
Sharp in a getaway car, spray painting signs we wouldn't get far. I burned the ride. Small town Bonnie, the neighbors would curse us. We dished all the doors and we laughed out your kitchen and skipped all the chores we had. Small town Clyde, and I seen it. Oh, don't hate the villain, hate the game. And I watched you fall. Don't hate the life, hate the death. Bonnie and Clyde. The stars shone through us in spot that was ours. The R-rated movies, midsummer showers took your side. Small town Bonnie, Morse code in your window, Morse code in the walls. It screams how much I love you, and when we fall, it's still inside. The story of small town Clyde, and I seen it. Oh, don't hate the villain, hate the game. And I watched you fall. Don't hate
the very talented teenager there, Evelyn Coronel, with Small Town Bonnie. Now, the last track for set 3, oh gosh, because we're racing through to the end of the show, is The Weekend Blues Bands. This is from the album Stone Wings, Whispering Angels, and it is I Need a Friend.
It's been a long, hard, lonely road. Trouble's been with me all of my life. I'm still looking for love every day, girl, but I can't seem to get it right. I seem to chase the wrong kind of girl. From the outset, it's all been downhill. I should see it coming, oh, from a mile off. But for me, it's just run of the mill. I need a friend just to talk to. I need a friend to understand the way I feel. I need a friend, oh, just to talk to. I need a friend. I can see an empty road straight ahead. I don't need no lights. No, I can see my way, girl, but I think I need somebody to help me, through this lonely day. Yeah, I need a friend just to talk to. Oh, I need a friend to guide this lonely heart. I need a friend just to talk to. I need a friend. Talk to. I need a friend to understand the way I feel. I need a friend just to talk to. I need a friend to guide this lonely heart. I need a friend just to talk to, just to talk to. I need a friend.
You're locked in. This is Suzanne Letting, and you're listening to
long.
Suzanne Letting, let's get it on.
Well, you were just listening to the Weekend Blues Band there with I Need a Friend, and we're into the last set. Can you believe we are into the last set? Well, I tell you what, I'm going to chill you out a little bit because we're going to head over to Dominus Lux next. This is Into the Great Starlight. This is Sunsets That Crushed Us. And I think we all need a track that we can look out to the night sky or watch the sunset if you're lucky enough to live somewhere where you can watch it, especially over water. So let's just have a little dive in here to Dominus Lux with Sunsets That Crushed Us. Dominus Lux there from Into the Great Starlight. That was Sunsets That Crushed Us. Next up, another track from the Sorrow Stories EP. It's the Too Early EP, and again, it's the track Too Early. But this is the Ali Frost remix. Now, we've been working our way through these different mixes of the same song, and it illustrates really perfectly what happens when another artist collaborates with another artist's song, and they work together and they kind of change the atmosphere and the feeling of the track. But that's what makes it quite beautiful and quite unique. So just enjoy this from Sorrow Stories, Too Early, but it's the Ali Frost remix.
Playing in reverse.
Giving us a little bit of a Madonna feel, that was Sorrow Stories, but that was Too Early, and it was the Ali Frost remix from the Too Early EP. Wasn't that great? That really did give me a little bit of a Madonna feel. Now guess what? No spring chickens, no bad thing. Blues in Britain, following on from two tremendously well-received EP releases. Bison Hip are back. They formed in 2020 and all the members are over 50. Well, there's no accounting for quality, is there? Age is but a number, and these guys are storming. They really are doing so well. It's great to have them back on the show. You can thank Gary Rocket for that, because I've lost touch with Bison Hip. I think I had them on a couple of years ago, so it's so nice to have them back on the show tonight. This is their track this time, but it's the 2026 remaster. So I'm going to say good night and God bless. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show as much as I have. I will see you all next week. I'm out on Saturday night doing a gig in our local church. Don't forget, on Sunday we've got the XPTV video show on XPTV3 at 7 o'clock, and the show is going out on My Indie Radio and also on Around Sounds. I will be putting all of that in my Facebook page. So I'll say good night, God bless everybody, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care, bye bye.
It always starts out